Before we start, let me say this clearly. Renting is not becoming illegal on May 1st, 2026. But if you're a landlord in the UK and you're not paying attention, it might feel like it. Imagine waking up to new rules that strip away Section 21. Imagine tenants who can't be evicted the way they used to be. Imagine stricter energy efficiency laws, rent controls being debated, licensing expanding, and councils cracking down harder than ever. For some landlords, it won't technically be illegal to rent, but it may become almost impossible to do it the old way. Welcome back to UK Housing Reality. Today we're breaking down what's actually happening, what's changing, and why so many landlords are saying this could be the end of traditional buy-to-let as we know it. There's been a lot of panic headlines lately. Landlords finished. Private renting dead. Government war on landlords. And with political pressure building before and after the general election, housing reform has become one of the most explosive topics in Britain. One of the biggest changes comes from the proposed Renters Reform Bill, backed by figures like Keir Starmer and other housing reform advocates. The plan: abolish Section 21, no-fault evictions, completely. That means landlords can no longer ask tenants to leave without giving a specific legal reason. For decades, Section 21 has been the safety net for landlords. If a relationship breaks down, if you want to sell, if you simply want your property back, you could serve notice. Under the new system, that disappears. Instead, you must rely on Section 8 grounds, which require proof and potentially a court process. Now think about what that means in practice. Court delays are already severe. Some landlords wait months to regain possession, even in clear rent arrears cases. Without Section 21, every repossession becomes more complicated, more expensive, and more uncertain. And that's just a start. Energy performance certificate rules are tightening. The government has repeatedly discussed pushing all rental properties to a minimum EPC rating of C if implemented strictly by 2026. Landlords with older housing stock could face upgrade bills of £10,000 to £20,000 or more per property. Insulation, new boilers, heat pumps, double glazing. These aren't small expenses. If you can't afford to upgrade, you may not be allowed to legally let the property. This is where the renting is illegal fear starts spreading. It's not that renting is banned. It's that compliance becomes so strict that non-compliant landlords effectively get pushed out. Add to that the expansion of selective licensing schemes across councils in places like London, Manchester, and Liverpool. Some landlords now need licenses per property, pay fees, meet inspection standards, and follow additional local rules. Fail to comply, and you risk fines in the tens of thousands. Then there's taxation. Since 2017, mortgage interest tax relief has been phased out for individual landlords. Instead of deducting full mortgage interest as an expense, landlords receive only a 20% tax credit. For higher-rate taxpayers, that has dramatically reduced profit margins. Combine higher mortgage rates, tighter regulations, tenant protections, licensing fees, EPC, upgrade costs, and slower eviction processes. And suddenly, small landlords start asking a serious question. Is it still worth it? According to various industry reports, landlords have been selling in significant numbers over the past 2 years. Some are exiting completely. Others are moving into limited company structures. And some are switching to short-term lets, though even that has faced new restrictions in certain councils. The irony: while the government says these reforms protect tenants, reduced landlord supply can push rents up. Fewer rental properties means more competition among tenants. Basic economics. So what happens on May 1st, 2026? There is no official, nationwide ban on renting scheduled for that date. But reform timelines suggest that by 2026, many of these changes could be fully implemented or expanded. That's why some commentators frame it dramatically as the end of landlords. But let's separate emotion from reality. Landlords who adapt will survive. Those who treat property as a long-term, well-managed business rather than passive income may continue operating profitably. The era of accidental landlords making easy returns with minimal oversight. That era is likely over. We're moving toward a more regulated, more professional private rental sector. Tenants will likely gain stronger rights. Open-ended tenants may become the norm. Rent increase rules could tighten. Dispute resolution processes may become more structured. For landlords, this means stricter documentation, better maintenance standards, more compliance checks, and stronger financial planning. Now here's the part nobody talks about. If too many landlords exit at once, the housing shortage intensifies. Councils already struggle with social housing waiting lists. If private rentals shrink significantly, pressure shifts onto local authorities. That creates political tension. And politics often swings like a pendulum. We've seen cycles before. In the 1980s, deregulation boosted private renting. in the 2000s, buy-to-let exploded. In the 2020s, regulation tightened sharply. The question is whether the pendulum swings back again after 2026. For viewers of UK housing reality, here's what matters most. If you're a landlord, start preparing now. Review your EPC rating. Budget for potential upgrades. Understand Section 8 grounds thoroughly. Keep meticulous records. Build financial buffers for void periods and legal delays. If you're a tenant, know your rights. Reforms may strengthen your security, but also understand that reduced supply can mean higher rents, so long-term planning is critical. If you're thinking of investing in property, run the numbers conservatively. Stress test at higher interest rates. Factor in licensing, compliance, and potential regulatory changes. Property is no longer a simple buy-and-forget strategy. The narrative that renting becomes illegal is powerful because it captures the fear many landlords feel. But the truth is more complex. Renting isn't being outlawed. It's being reshaped, and whether that reshaping leads to a fairer system or a tighter housing crisis depends on how reforms are implemented and how the market responds. We are entering a new era for UK housing, one where compliance is king. One where tenant rights carry more weight. One where landlords must operate like regulated businesses, not casual investors. So no, May 1st, 2026 is not the apocalypse for renting, but it may mark the point where the old landlord model officially ends. And in this new landscape, only the prepared will survive. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure you subscribe to UK Housing Reality. We cut through the headlines, remove the panic, and give you the facts behind the fear. Because in today's Britain, understanding housing isn't optional, it's essential. Stay informed, stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next one.